All right, I'm back again. Some people requested that I do a video for the controller settings. And I've been messing around with this a little bit over the past couple days, and I think I've kind of found something that feels pretty good. So, yeah, for all the guys who just want to copy me and click off the video, do your thing. This is pretty much it. And yeah, so I'm going to explain basically why I did some of the things that I did here. So first things first, man. If you just got this game, you're just trying to mess around, sort of get used to it, you can literally just put this on normal. If you put this on normal, you'll have a pretty similar experience to what I'm going to show you right now. Precision, some people like precision, but it's up to you really. I think normal is probably the best place to start though when you're just learning the game. Now, as far as like the actual custom settings go, I think non-linear, essentially if you raise this, right, the center of the analog stick, like your input, will feel more numb. And if you lower it, it'll feel more twitchy. Like just in general, right? So like, and this is mainly for the center of your input, okay? So if you raise this all the way, you're gonna have really like numb feeling steering until you turn a lot, like right towards the end of the range, and then it'll kind of just like start kicking in really quickly. So basically, I just like to leave this at 50 because I feel like it gives me the best ability to be smooth with the analog stick, and just in general, 50 is pretty much one-to-one with what your input is going to be. Okay, dead zone. This is kind of like, again, this is kind of up to you. This is a preference thing. The dead zone is pretty nice in this game. It's a very smooth dead zone. It's not very jagged. So if you feel like you're just a little bit too twitchy, especially like if you're struggling to hold a line on the straightaways, then I would recommend maybe putting this on like 10 or 5 or something. But just definitely keep it lower. Never touch overshoot. It fucking sucks. Forget it exists. Speed range, like the speed sensitivity, for range and non-linear, I don't exactly know what this does. I kind of just leave this on default. I'm sure you could adjust some of this if you want. You can sort of read what it does. I think really this is going to affect you more at like the bigger tracks like Talladega. So if you feel like your steering is like too numb or something at Talladega, you could probably try lowering these and see if that helps with that. But I didn't really mess too much with this. And then dampening. So pretty much what you're going to be doing for your steering, if you want to like actually mess around with this, is I would mess with dampening and non-linear together and just kind of figure out what balance works for you. So with this one, like I said, if you raise it, you'll have more numb steering towards the center of your analog stick, right? But with dampening, this is essentially a sensitivity slider for your inputs, right? So if you turn this all the way up, you're going to have really twitchy, really sensitive steering. If you turn it all the way down, you're going to have very numb steering, and you're not really going to be able to save the car. So it's just about finding like what balance kind of feels best. I mean, this is basically a direct sensitivity slider, okay? As far as these go, I always keep my rate at 100 because it's basically, it makes your inputs one-to-one with the game inputs, okay? So if you have this on like 50, I'd only have to, or like less than that, I would reach the end of my, acceleration input or my braking input before I actually reached it on my L2 on my controller, right? So if you keep this at 100, your inputs will be one-to-one with your actual gamepad inputs. As far as the non-linear goes, and this is the same for throttle and brake, basically this is the same as non-linear for steering. So if you have this really high, you're going to have very numb feeling. Like for example, for braking, you're going to have very numb braking early on with like low inputs, but the harder you brake, it's going to kind of like get more and more sensitive, right? So I like to keep this at 100 because I feel like having numb feeling brakes helps me not lock them up as much, and I can sort of like push braking zones a lot deeper and just in general just be more consistent with braking. Dead zone 2 for brakes, I definitely recommend having like a little bit. I think 25 is pretty good just so you can be smooth with the brakes and you can sort of try like trail braking and stuff, and leave overshoot at 0. And then same thing with the throttle, 100% rate just so it's the inputs are consistent. And then non-linear, you could mess with this and like lower it a bit, but having it at 100 will just give you the most possible, like the most smooth experience with it. So if you have both of these at 100, it'll be a lot easier to if you're having trouble spinning out or something. A lot of people I know, they're having trouble like spinning out on corner exit. If you raise this to 100 along with the rate, then you'll definitely be able to like control your throttle input a lot better, and you probably won't spin out as much. But yeah, I don't want people to think that if you just put these settings in, you'll be good, because genuinely, it takes time to learn the physics on this game, and I've noticed that. I've been doing a lot of Charlotte Roval, as you can see, just sort of driving, hanging out, learning the game. But hopefully this will help a little bit if you're struggling on controller. I know a lot of people are struggling on controller right now, just to sort of figure out how to not wreck, how to just log consistent laps without spinning out, stuff like that. So, but yeah, like I said, main thing you need to know is this is a sensitivity slider, so it'll be more numb if you raise it, and it'll be less numb if you lower it. And then same thing with this one. It'll be your steering will be more twitchy if you raise this, and it will be less twitchy if you lower it. So yeah, that's basically everything I know. Hopefully this will help some people. And leave a like if you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.